looking at the applicator now and I think I'm having flashbacks. Guys, welcome back to my channel. So I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today I'm back with another testing video, and it's been quite a while since last time I did one of these. Makeup Revolution recently launched a new collaboration with ROXI, which is the second part to their original collaboration, and it includes a blush palette and also 3 liquid lipsticks. So I'm going to be testing those out today. We're kind of recently released. They were released about 2 weeks ago now, but with everything that's going on at the moment, delivery obviously takes a little bit longer, so I actually only got these yesterday, hence why I'm doing this testing video now. Hope that clears that up. Also, I know my eyelashes look very extra today, but I was feeling like an extra eye look today, so hence why I look very dramatic. If that's not your thing, then I'm sorry, but I just thought, you know what, I've got some new lashes, might as well test them. Aside from my lashes and how dramatic I am, if you haven't seen me before, then feel free to hit that subscribe button, and also please give this video a big thumbs up if you do end up enjoying it. And without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling because I do that a lot and roll on to the testing video. Okay, so as you can probably tell, I already pretty much have my full face of makeup done, apart from blusher and obviously lips, because I'm going to be testing that out today. So firstly, this is the blusher palette. This retails at £10. Let me check the prices because I always get this wrong. Okay, so I've just double checked the prices in case, because normally I get everything wrong, let's be honest, it's me. The blusher palette retails at £10 and the liquid lipstick collection also retails at £10. My makeup today, I did use the bronzer from the original palette, and I also used the highlighter from the original palette as well. To begin with, this is the blusher palette. Like I did mention, this retails at £10. Pretty much comes in the same packaging as the first part of the collaboration did. I like it, continuous branding. Blush comes in a lot of different shades of blush, let me tell you. A lot I probably won't be able to get away with, because if you can't tell, I'm very pale. I actually didn't realise that the actual packaging was pink. It's actually really light as well. I quite like that for a multiple palette when it's very light, so it's pretty good for traveling. Wow, okay, this blush palette is absolutely stunning. I think the packaging is really nice as well. It comes in this like plastic case, and then it has the clear lift up part of the packaging that's also plastic that just says ROXI on it. There's definitely a range of blushes in here to suit pretty much every skin tone. So you've got your darker skin tones over here, then you've got your lighter skin tones over here. Don't think I'm gonna be venturing towards this side of the spectrum, but definitely I'll be experimenting with these colours over here. This peachy one down here, I feel like this is, whew, it's kind of colour money. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a few swatches for you so you can see what they swatch like. I always say when it comes to swatches, take swatches with a pinch of salt. 1, because I'm not the best at swatching, and 2, because I say this with eyeshadow palettes especially all the time, what they swatch like isn't necessarily how they're gonna look on your skin. So take it with a pinch of salt, but just in case you were wondering about the skin tones, etc., and the undertones of these blushes, I'm just gonna insert some swatches now, and hopefully it'll give you an insight into which blush would probably work best for you. So these are the swatches for the lighter half of the palette. The one that I love the most is actually this one. They are the lighter shades for my fellow pale peeps. And then these are the darker shades in the palette. They're still absolutely stunning. Like I said, I'm definitely not the best at swatches, but you have got an idea of what the shades look like on the skin. So this is the darker half. Okay, so as you would have seen from the swatches, this blush palette actually does seem quite pigmented, which is always a good thing. Just as a extra point, the blush that I use all the time is the Milani blush in the shade Luminoso. If you follow me on Instagram or you've watched me for a while on my YouTube, you'll know that I don't use any other blush apart from this. There are a couple of shades that do pretty much look like my Luminoso one. Intrigued to see if anything in here will beat this blush. I think I'm gonna use, I'm trying to think which one I want to use, which two I'm gonna use, because I'm gonna use one on one side of this face and one on the other. You know what, I'm gonna take these two down here. Like, that's just what I'm feeling. I think I might as well test the like peachier one and also like a pinkier one. These two are pretty similar though, and you saw from the swatches that they're pretty similar, so I'm just gonna go for the bottom two. I'm just gonna take the blush brush that I usually use. This is the Spectrum B05 brush, and I'm firstly just going to dip into this darker one down here. By the way, I know I've got highlighter on. I don't normally do highlighter before my blush, but I completely forgot to not do highlighter, so please ignore that. I know. It reminds me of like a strawberry sort of colour. I quite like that actually. Definitely like peaches up my cheekbones. Yeah, I actually really like that. Like the pigmentation, I only just dipped in a couple of times as well, so that is definitely really pigmented for it. I'd say you probably don't need too much with that shade, because if you do too much then you will probably look like a complete blushed up person. Next up, I'm going to take the peach one down here, and I'm just going to pop that on the other side of my face. I'm just going to use the same amount as I used last time. Put that on. Ooh, I do like that one as well actually. That one is pretty peachy. Do you know what? These shades are actually really nice. I actually do like how it looks on my face. I think it's just the right amount of blush as well. It's just the perfect colour for my skin tone as well. It's pretty pigmented. They're completely matte shades, like there's no shimmer in any of these, which I probably would have liked one with a little bit of shimmer in, if I'm honest. However, overall, I'm pretty happy with those two blush shades, and they look pretty nice on my skin. Each shades in this palette, and they're that pigmented, pretty impressed. Just gonna put a little bit more highlighter on over the top, because the blush has kind of taken out the highlighter. By the way, I used the gold highlighter from the ROXI palette. I just took this one down here. Now that my cheekbones are all nice and peachy, I'm gonna test out the liquid lipsticks as well, which is also in this collection. This includes 3 shades. I wasn't too sure about these because the shades kind of all look very similar in a way where I'm kind of like, I would have liked a lighter shade in there. I would have liked a brighter, lighter nude, or like a red shade, just something to mix it up, because they do look very similar, all 3 of the shades. And when I looked on the website of the swatches and ROXI wearing them, they did look very similar on the lips as well, so I would have liked something a little bit different in there just to mix it up a little bit, but that's just my own personal preference. These also do retail at £10. Okay, so these are the 3 lipsticks. These 2 look so similar. I don't know if it's just me and I'm being very picky. This one looks like it's a little bit more on the purplier side, where this one looks a little bit more of a pinky nude, but still they're quite similar. This reminds me of the one that I've got from Huda Beauty, which is a really nice shade, just like a very like deep purpley pinky sort of nude. It's not like a nude, it's a little bit more deeper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch these 3 lipsticks so you can see what they swatch like. Okay, so firstly I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this one. This one is the shade London, and this is a matte liquid lipstick. Sorry if my camera goes a little bit out of focus, struggles of having a G7X, but I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this one. It's quite a nice brownie sort of nude. It's actually really nice. Then we've got the other one that I think is pretty similar to this one. This one is the shade New York. This is more of a cream liquid lipstick. I didn't realise they had different textures to them actually, which I really like, because I'm not the fan of a matte liquid lipstick. So this is this one. Okay, so maybe they're not so similar. This one is definitely a pinkier nude than that one. That's more on the brown side, and that definitely swatched very creamy as well, so I'm excited to give that one a try. And then finally we've got this one, which is a bit more of a deeper purpley pink tone. This is the shade Tokyo, and this is another matte lipstick. So if I give this one a swatch, this is what this one looks like. I mentioned it looks like my Huda Beauty one in like Shakira, I think, but it reminds me of one that I've previously had from Kylie Cosmetics. So these are what the 3 lipsticks look like. I've made a complete mess of my hands, and it's full of swatches. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna apply all 3 lipsticks, which is gonna be very messy for my dry lips, so I'm sorry about that. By the way, I'm just gonna clear something up. As you will know, and as you can probably see and tell, I have very dry lips. A lot of people comment on my videos like, why are you wearing lipstick for your testing videos if you have such dry lips? There is nothing I can do about them, okay? I use constant lip balm. I have tried about 100 different lip balms from 100 different places. So basically, I know my lips are dry, but trust me, it is harder for me to have these dry lips than it is for you to see them. Okay, just wanted to clear that up because I know I'm gonna get about 10 comments about it. But anyway, we're here to talk about lipsticks and makeup. So firstly, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to put the first one that we swatched on my lips, which is London. Pretty pigmented from swatches, but let's see when it goes to put them on my lips. So this is the shade London. I'm not really a fan of the applicator. It's like one of those applicators where, one of those cheaper applicators, which obviously I know they're cheap lipsticks, but took a couple of coats to kind of build up the pigmentation a little bit. When I first applied it, the pigmentation wasn't there straight away. It's not the end of the world. At the moment, it looks like it has a little bit of shine to it. You can tell it's definitely a matte lipstick though, because as I'm speaking, I can feel it drying down on my lips. It's a little bit sticky, but I can feel like it's definitely drying down. It's gonna end up being less shiny and definitely more of a matte finish. But overall, the colour is absolutely stunning. Like, it's that perfect brownie nude sort of shade. Just gone ahead and rubbed off that one with a makeup wipe. Cue the makeup wipe. So I'm going to move on to the next shade that I swatched, which was the shade New York. This is more of a cream finish, which is pretty much right down my street. So I'm excited to give this a try and see how well it works as like a cream liquid lipstick, and also what the colour looks like on my lips as well, because when I swatched it, it was a stunning shade. Okay, that is very pigmented. That's a really, like, when you put it on my lips, you can definitely see the pink tone to it. I remember I saw this on the commercial and I saw ROXI wear it and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about a very, very pink lipstick. I'm more of like a brownie sort of nude sort of gal. However, this is a really, really nice shade. Like, first off, I'm gonna say this is probably one of my most favorite pink nude shades that I've ever worn. For a cream lipstick though, it seems to be drying down a little bit matte, which probably wouldn't work for me. You can feel it drying down, whereas I like cream liquid lipsticks to be a little less matte and a little bit more moisturizing. It doesn't feel like it has that moisturizing side to it. Cue the makeup wipe again. I'm just gonna take off the shade and then I will go ahead and apply the last shade. Next up, I'm gonna apply the last shade to my lips. This is the shade Tokyo, and this is more of a matte lip. Looking at the applicator now, and I think I'm having flashbacks. So I'm just gonna apply Tokyo to my lips. I feel like the applicator, you don't really get a lot of the liquid lip actually on the applicator. These lipsticks are quite good, they're quite pigmented, but the applicator, Okay, and then this is the final shade. This is such a stunning colour. Here I have my Huda Beauty in the shade Shakira. I think that's how you say it. I literally can never ever pronounce it, but I'll leave it in the description bar below. And then I've got this one, which is the ROXI one. By the way, this one tastes like, this ROXI one tastes like, I can't think, and it smells like something. Like, it smells like a food, but like a fruity food. Anyway, nevertheless, I'm probably going mad. Actually thinking about it, this one might be a little bit darker than this one. But if it is even kind of a dupe, then this one on my hand is Shakira by Huda Beauty. Okay, they're not actually far off. This one is the ROXI one and this one is the Huda Beauty one. Like I did think, the Huda Beauty one is a little bit darker and a little bit of a deeper tone than the ROXI one. However, they don't actually look too different. Obviously, the ROXI one is literally a fraction of the price of the Huda one. So, in this video, we found a little bit of a dupe, which I love a good dupe. So, let's have a chat and talk about the overall bits of the collection. So, firstly, I'm going to go through the blush palette. As you would have seen when I applied it to my face and when I swatched it, I was very happy with the pigmentation. I think the blushes look really, really nice on my face. I absolutely love the shades that I used. Obviously, it was pretty impossible for me to use every shade on my face, but hopefully it gave you an idea of how pigmented it is and what the blush palette basically has in it. This would be really good for a makeup artist as well if you want a range of blushes, but you don't want something that breaks the bank, but you also want something that's pigmented. Pretty much what every makeup artist wants in their kit, really. So this is literally £10, super affordable. Absolutely love this. Would say it's definitely worth the money, and there's definitely a range of shades to suit a lot of skin tones, which I expected from Makeup Revolution. They're very inclusive anyway, so yes, definitely enjoyed this. Moving on to the lipsticks, didn't really enjoy these as much. Thought the applicator, I don't know, I don't want to judge the lipsticks based on the applicator, but I kind of need to give an overall review and say, you know, overall how I felt. Yes, the shades were stunning. Yes, they were pretty pigmented. Yes, they are definitely a matte lip. So if you prefer more of a matte lip and you love liquid lipsticks, then definitely go ahead and give this a purchase. £10 for 3 shades. not too bad. However, the applicator was one of those very cheap applicators. You didn't really get a lot of product on the applicator at once, so for me it probably wouldn't matter if you didn't have as big lips, but I have naturally larger lips anyway, so obviously it takes a little bit more product for me to build up my lips and for me to build up the product, and I definitely needed to dip in a lot more than I need to dip in for my other liquid lipsticks because the applicator just did not carry that much product. However, like I did mention, the shades were stunning, the pigmentation was definitely there, the packaging is stunning as well, but it was just the applicator for me that definitely let this down. However, I really hope that you did enjoy this video and I hope that you did find it helpful. If you did, then don't forget to smash the big massive thumbs up button, and don't forget to also hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, make sure to also tap that little bell down below so you are notified every single time I post a new video a little bit like this one. I do also have an Instagram page and a TikTok where I post mini makeup tutorials, so if you want to follow me on there, then feel free to. Of course, as always, I'll leave them in the description bar below. I do this intro literally about 5 times a month and I still struggle to talk. Once again, thank you so incredibly much for watching, and hopefully I will see you on my next video very soon. Bye!